I'm Michael Abdou. I'm the OpenNebula Community Manager, and I want to welcome you here to our OpenNebula Tech Day here. That's okay. Everybody, yes, make sure to make your way to the coffee station. Yeah, so I want to welcome you here. Our OpenNebula Tech Days, they are really events for the local communities, right? The local communities that come and kind of share some experiences about using OpenNebula and also the broader cloud computing technology. So one of the things that, and you'll see here, we say simplicity is what differentiates us. For those of you who have maybe little or no experience with OpenNebula, we hope you'll over the course of the day have the opportunity to see really that OpenNebula is it's a open source product, but it's really focused on making sure that you're getting efficient, simple interface for being able to virtualize data centers and manage cloud infrastructures. So I'm going to today, before we get into the agenda, I'm just going to take a quick, a quick overview of the technology and also show you or talk to you a little bit about how our open source project works. So this is, what is OpenNebula? So from a really high level, it's really an open source platform that basically allows you to take your physical infrastructure, your physical storage, machines and networks, and convert it and transform it into a virtual infrastructure that'll allow you to manage and distribute and orchestrate it with much more efficiency and flexibility. From a features perspective, and I'm going to take a look at this starting from the bottom, right? So, as I said, it allows you to create a virtual infrastructure management framework, right? So, and here you can see from capacity management, multi-VM management, resource optimization, high availability and business continuity. Those features can be supported using KVM hypervisors, and with our latest version of OpenNebula 5.8, we've now introduced support for LXD containers as well. You'll see that it is compatible with VMware, but in terms of the virtual infrastructure management perspective, on VMware, that the vCenter hypervisor already takes care of that. So when you step up to the next level, in terms of taking that virtual infrastructure, OpenNebula then allows you to create a multi-tenant environment, right, with service elasticity and provisioning, and it has a very simple, effective cloud GUI interface as well. And that spans across the KVM, LXD, and VMware platforms. And then on the top, in terms of you're building a cloud infrastructure, it also supports creating federated clouds as well as hybrid clouds using Amazon resources from Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure. So this here is just a very high-level look of the components of what a single-zone architecture of OpenNebula looks like, right? So you essentially have your private network, you've got your collection of hypervisors, and then you have a public network, a service storage network, you got your storage for your images and system data stores, and then your OpenNebula front end. That's really just the high-level components. You'll definitely delve into this a little bit more later this morning. So in terms of being able to build a hybrid cloud, you can essentially take that single architecture, that single zone on-premise architecture, and augment that with utilizing resources from Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure resources, those public resources. The important point here is the transparency that OpenNebula provides, right? In terms of from an administrator perspective as well as from a user perspective, those resources are exposed pretty much in the same manner that whether it's on-premise or public resources, you can manage them and utilize them the same way. And then from a multiple zone federated architecture perspective, again, the idea here is that you can create distinct, separate OpenNebula clouds with diverse, infrastructure, KVM, VMware. You can have mixture amongst them and manage those separate data centers separately, but at the top level, you're sharing a centralized interface from OpenNebula to be able to, share users and groups, zones, and quota information and things like that. And then with, like I said, our latest version of OpenNebula 5.8, we essentially released the ability to start creating distributed cloud utilizing edge resources, right? So with the one provision command, and Alex is going to take you guys through this a little bit later today, but with the one provision command, you essentially can deploy and configure resources from bare metal cloud providers, or bare metal resource providers, like Packet or AWS. The idea is in geographic locations where you have users who need low latency, and you can essentially deploy and configure those resources to augment your cloud. We released recently a website just to kind of highlight our focus on bringing some of the cloud capabilities to edge resources. It's called oneedge.io. And then recently we also published a use case that we did to deploy a video game release. What we did is we used Packet, bare metal resource provider. We instantiated an OpenNebula in one of their locations in New Jersey, United States. And then from there, we deployed and configured clusters in 17 different locations around the world, and essentially created that infrastructure, deployed the video gaming servers, all within 25 minutes. Utilizing this one provision command, by 25 minutes, we had it up and running. The video game servers were up and running. And that essentially utilizing that infrastructure, it ended up costing less than $12 an hour to run that. And then it took less than a minute to clear it out. So it's pretty powerful. So we have a blog post out there. We actually did a video. If you're interested in taking a look at the actual use case, it's pretty cool. Okay, so that was just really like a high level look at the technology. I'm going to take a step back and talk a little bit about why use OpenNebula. First, again, it's a light and simple software solution. There's only one OpenNebula distribution. We don't have separate distributions for enterprise customers and others for smaller organizations. There's just one distribution, and it's delivered as a single upgradable package. It's flexible, right? So it's fully open source and enterprise ready, and it's robust and powerful. So, over the course of 11 years, right, we've essentially had 110 different releases. So this is a tested and proven tool. And we also provide, so it's open source, it's community support, but from a professional services and support perspective, OpenNebula Systems, the ones who developed this solution, we're the ones supporting it as well. So, the OpenNebula community. So my job as the community manager is to kind of explain to you the importance of your role in utilizing OpenNebula, right? So because it's fully open sourced, we don't go door to door. We're not knocking on doors and making phone calls and trying to sell the product, right? So really, OpenNebula, in essence, the product speaks for itself. But at the same time, I think for things to work out well, we need the community and the users to help speak for it as well. So this is really just kind of an overview of what are the ways that you can contribute to the OpenNebula project, right? So first, it's really utilizing the tool, right? So download it from our website, start using it, and get feedback to us. Share your experiences. We've got a developers forum where users are asking questions. You know, we have some of our developers who are always looking at that forum, but at the same time, there are other users out there who are answering questions and helping folks out. Then from a code perspective, you have the, you know, the ability to help make code contributions. It's Apache Code 2.0 licensed. And you can check out on our website, we've got add-on catalogs as well that contributors develop and put out there for the community to use. And then, you know, get involved. Thanks to our folks from StorPool here, right, to help kind of bring the community together, get us to share ideas and get some more exposure to OpenNebula and what are some of the use cases. Right, we've got our tech days here. We've got our OpenNebula conference. We have it scheduled in October. We have an ecosystem of partners. And for those of you who are using it and you have ideas that you'd like to share, you know, talk to me. I'd love to get you guys to write some blog posts as well, right? So this is all about how do we create a strong working community. Okay, so here you can just take a look. You really just kind of look at some of the users of OpenNebula. You see the variety of the different domains and enterprises who are using it. It's really just kind of a testimony to the variety and flexibility of OpenNebula, as well as the fact that it's really an enterprise and production-ready tool. Okay, as I pointed out, we have our annual showcase event, our OpenNebula conference. This year it's going to be hosted in Barcelona. It's October 21st and 22nd. You know, go out and take a look. You know, it's another great opportunity to network with the community, hear user and customer experiences. You can meet up with the technical team. Our whole team attends, and we can discuss your particular use cases as well. We also have a call for presentations. It's open right now, so if you're thinking that you've got some experience and you want to share with the broader community, go up, take a look, and write a quick proposal for a presentation. We'd love to take a look. Okay, so today this is really just the agenda. It's been out there on the Meetup website as well, but we'll essentially spend the morning. Alex is going to walk all of you guys through a hands-on tutorial, get you guys creating and managing an OpenNebula cloud. And then we'll have lunch, and after lunch we've got a series of presentation and use cases, and looks like we're going to wrap it up with some cold beverages as well. So I'm looking forward to this. And again, a big thank you to StorPool. You're great partners, and we're really excited that you guys are pulling the folks here in Sofia together to and beyond, right? To come share some of our experiences here. So that's all I have. I'm going to be taking some photos and actually posting stuff out on the Twitter feeds as well, the OpenNebula Tech Day feed. If you wanted to share ideas, feel free. But again, I think we're going to hand this over to Alex. Alex is going to get you guys set up with the hands-on tutorial. Okay? Welcome, guys.